Welcome to the day 9 lecture 1. So from yesterday we have already started the blockchain applications in different sectors. E-governance is also one of the sector where blockchain can better help to address the various challenges. So in this lecture we'll see that different case studies of the e-governance, and we'll see that what are the challenges in this particular domain, and then we'll see the different applications. So one of the application is the digital artifact management. Then we'll see that one of the, I can say, proof of existence, that when these particular digital artifacts were created, who has issued, and it ultimately it is proving the ownership of the particular digital artifacts. Then we'll see the one of the case study, remote voting. You know that voting process is too complex, but it is simplified over the years. Blockchain can better help to simplify voting system, and it will reach to the all the regions. So anyone by sitting at home can also give a vote. But at same time, there are various requirements which need to be fulfilled by the system. One another use case which is not mentioned here, that is e-KYC. So KYC process, although it is simplified, but you need to produce your KYC document to each organization. For example, if you have the account at various organizations, every organization will ask you every year to update your KYC. You have to go there, or you have to online submit your documents. Your documents are being verified. That means it is, I can say, consuming your time, because same process you have to do at various different organizations. At same time, the manpower which is hired for verifying your document, that is also like for same verification work is happening at different organizations. So how we can simplify e-KYC process, and here blockchain can help. So these three case studies will be covered in this lecture. So now governance system you can understand that there are various government and public sectors where you need to get the documents, different documents. Let's say one example is digital locker. That is also one of the kind of e-governance application where all the different ministry related documents. Take the example of driving license, which you can store at that DigiLocker, and it is trusted platform. So if you are downloading any document through such platform, and if you are showing to someone for verification, it will be trusted document. So this is related to the like digital identity management, where all your documents, let's say driving license, PAN card, whatever government issued documents are there, which can be stored over digital locker. So in India, various initiatives have been already taken towards the e-governance. So few of the examples I mention here: DigiLocker, My Government, Mobile Seva, Umang, Darpan, even Beam UPI. This is like full digitalization, where it is kind of like success story of the digitalization, where you need not to carry the money. You have to take this wallet in your mobile, and you can perform small or micro transactions also. Okay, and all of you are aware that how you are using the UPI. Fine. So these are the, like I can say, e-governance applications. Now blockchain in e-governance, how blockchain can help in this such e-governance? First of all, it will enhance the transparency. Transparency in the sense you are submitting you are collecting document, whether document should be visible to the every authority, that who has issued at what time, and whether it is valid or not. So verification should also be there. And if such documents are available on blockchain platform, it will be very difficult to tamper such documents. Otherwise, you can see that there may be some fake documents. Passport is created, but photo may be different. Okay, Aadhaar card is created. People can use the copy of the Aadhaar card and can produce. But if such documents are being verified over the blockchain, it will offer the security. Efficiency of the government operations. I'll take the one example. If you earlier days, if you want to get the PAN card or Aadhaar card, you have to go to that particular place. You have to submit all your data. Then it was like paper-based work. Now, through online portals, you are able to submit all the documents. But after that also, you have to submit, post all your documents to the office, where it is going through the different offices, and your documents are being verified, and after that government will issue the document to you. Fine. Means, why we cannot include all this process over the blockchain, and we can take the help of the smart contracts. So let's say, I'll take the simple example of educational system, where your degree certificate is being generated. So the person, or I can say the staff people, will print all your degree certificate. Signing they cannot do. Signing is done by the authority. After signature, that document will be given to you. This is the process where multiple people are involved. It is better to generate the digital certificate, and only by giving single consent to all document, authority can sign all the documents on such platform. Fine. So it is simplifying the process. It will speed up the process. Nowadays, you know that compared to the earlier days, it is easy to get all the government issued cards. Maybe birth certificate, maybe the death certificate, driving license. Now it is very easy to get the driving license. Easy in the sense, not in terms of that you need not to give the test. But when you are giving test, within 1 or 2 days, you can get your license through online. You can apply online. So digitalization is helping a lot in e-governance because it is speeding up the process. And at same time, blockchain will offer the security, transparency, and privacy. Fine. Now coming to the digital artifacts management. First of all, we'll see that digital artifacts, any digital content, maybe audio, maybe video, your research papers, then your presentation, any document which is in the form of digital, that is called as a digital artifacts. Now, if I'll consider, I have produced one short video that I have uploaded on social media, and I'm getting lot of likes, suppose. But whether I am the owner of that video, how I can prove the ownership of that video? I might have taken from somewhere else, and then I uploaded. Because this is creating the new revenue system. Earlier days, it was very difficult to prove the ownership of particular contents which you have created. Let's say one manuscript you have written on paper. Spreading that manuscript at global level was difficult when digitalization was not there. Now coming to after the digitalization also, suppose if I am writing some content or some code, or take the example of some patented work, that is my design of any product. How I can prove the ownership of that patent? Because there is no search database is there. It is checking based on the keywords. But whatever I am proposing, whether it is duplicate or not, whether the genuine owner is available or not. So blockchain can help here. Whatever designs, whatever codes, whatever videos, audio files, images or photographs which you are creating, that is your asset, or can be called as a digital asset, which can be uploaded over the blockchain. So it is kind of like non-fungible token. So I will cover what is the non-fungible token and fungible tokens. Fungible tokens are the like cryptocurrency, which can be easily transferred and which has value which is varying over the period of time. But coming to the non-fungible token, where your digital assets are there, those digital assets will have the value which you have defined. So non-fungible tokens can be traded. You can sell. I'm not talking about transfer. You have to transfer the ownership. But in case of cryptocurrency, suppose if you are holding some cryptocurrency, initially you will be owner. Once you are transferring, it is just being transferred to the somebody else account. There is no ownership concept. Fine. If I'll take the example of I'm having 100 rupees note. I'm going to market, I'm purchasing some item. I'm giving 100 rupees and that person is giving me what? Some change according to the value of that particular product. Thing is that no one is the owner of that 100 rupees note. At same time, during inauguration we have seen there is one photo frame on which signature was there from Mario Gallery. Mario Gallery is having that mark because that is called as their own artifact. I'm not talking about digital artifact. Photo frame is the artifact. No one can claim that this artifact is created by other than the Mario Gallery because of signing is there. Fine. But that artifact can be given to somebody based on payment or based on the gift. So it can be traded. It can be given. So here ownership. Who will be the owner of that particular picture? Mario Gallery only. Only it is just sold. Fine. So coming to the non-fungible tokens, it cannot be transferred. It can be sold. So this is the difference between the fungible tokens and non-fungible tokens. Got it? Yeah. Challenges. Authenticity and provenance. If I'll consider the cultural heritage, like let's say at particular site some photos were taken. Now that heritage site information that during what time this site was created, if this information is not available, tomorrow someone else will come. They will also do some other things there. I'm not giving particular example. I'm saying that if it is changed, then that site will be belonging to that particular culture. This is what we have seen the history of the India. Okay. So always changes will happen on every site, cultural site. Question will come, how you can authenticate that this site was belonging to whom? Fine. It is difficult to prove. But if such information based on the timestamp is available on the blockchain, and as you know that blockchain is immutable. It will store all such records. Later, it will be very easy to prove that this site is belonging to whom. Fine. Coming to the transparency. As all such data, I'm talking about not data, actual data, I'm talking about information. Information related to such site example, then such codes or videos, audio files, images or photographs. Fine. If such information is available on the blockchain, it will give the full transparency. So those who would like to copy, they need to take permission. I'll take the one example of Bitcoin. Bitcoin blockchain Now, if you see that everyone is claiming that I am the owner of the Bitcoin because it has generated the value. But it was developed by the what? Anonymous author, Satoshi Nakamoto. Think. Now today you are writing one code which you are publishing on GitHub, which may be like I can say advancement of any other cryptocurrency with I can say additional security features, additional contracts that you are publishing. That is your code which you have written, and generally people are uploading their code on the GitHub. Fine. If any business is identifying this code can or realize, any business can realize, suppose this code can generate more revenue than the other cryptocurrencies. Person can copy code and can start the business. Then later for you it will be very difficult to claim whether this code is belonging to you or not. If such codes are recorded on blockchain, it will be very easy to claim. And authorities can easily prove that this code is belonging to you. Fine. So that code can be traded, but if you are not using the blockchain, if you are not using the secure system, anyone can utilize your code. That means such NFTs are generating new revenue system. By sitting at a home, you can create digital contents by considering the other requirements. Requirement cannot be only like I can say technical requirement. I am talking about the I am creating good pictures. I am going to the, let's say, some sites. I am clicking very good pictures. This picture is clicked by you. Okay. Now, if that picture is having value, that is called as a digital artifact, and which will help you to bring new revenue system. If you see that there are a lot of art galleries in every city. The art gallery may be like painter is painting, based on that, paint or person is clicking the images, those images may be unique images, which is not available. So NFTs are representing the uniqueness in your artifacts. Coming to the efficiency, it will be very easy to verify and prove your records on blockchain. Deepfake prevention. You know that currently there are many incidents happening about the deepfake. Suppose you are creating some video, audio, or I can say images. Person can apply AI/ML tool and modify those contents. Then it will be difficult to prove that what is the original source of this particular image, video, or audio. I am not talking about detecting, I am talking about preventing. If person is copying that artifact is already recorded on blockchain. If person is copying, and if you are knowing that this is related to my content, then it will be very easy to prove, because on blockchain nobody will be able to modify that record. So blockchain can help here to solve all such problems in the digital artifacts management. So CDEC has developed the proof of existence. Proof of existence is showing that this particular content is existed from which date. It is not proving the ownership, but it is already existing in this world. That is what the proof of existence. Try to understand the difference between ownership and existence. Let's say wheelchair design. I am talking about one example, wheelchair design. If that design is already exist, and if it is recorded on blockchain, and suddenly you are coming to know that similar or same design is coming in the market, you can easily verify this particular design is exist from which date. That is what the proof of existence. Okay, so CDA can develop the permission blockchain based platform for the proof of existence of the document, which is offered as a service. So it will help to prove that certain digital artifacts with specific content are already existed on a particular date and time. On a particular date and time. Suppose today in a quiz, I am saying that all of you solve some complex problem for which solution is not there. Now, if two of you, if any two of you are solving that problem, and that problem solving is really helping to the real world application, question will come, that solution is exist from which date? So once you are solving problem, immediately store your data on the blockchain. On blockchain, you can store date and time when you have solved that problem. So if anyone else is solving problem, will not be able to claim that that person has solved, will not be able to claim that I am the first to solve that problem. Because that existence is there. Solution is already existed on the blockchain. So it generates the cryptography. So how it is happening? Suppose let's say you are applying for any of the document in government. So government issuer will issue the document to you. Okay. That document should be recorded on the blockchain along with the timestamp at which time and date this document is issued to you. If this data or information is available on blockchain for a verifier, it will be very easy to verify that document. If I'll take the example of that all of you submit 10th class marks certificate to me. Okay, so all of you will come up with that copy or a copy of your 10th class mark certificate. On that date and year is mentioned. Fine. But it can be updated. For me it will be very difficult to, because if you are using same design, for me it will be very difficult to verify whether this document is existed from that date or any other date. Similarly, birth certificate. If all of you will submit birth certificate to me, for me it is difficult to trust on that copy. But the issuer of the birth certificate is uploading such document on the blockchain, and that data cannot be tampered on the blockchain. For me, it will be very easy to verify those documents. So, in this proof of existence, how data is being stored? All your digital artifacts will be stored in some secure storage, and the S of that S of that document will be uploaded on blockchain along with the timestamp. So the transaction on blockchain will be what? S of that document as well as the timestamp. Question will come, why only S of the document is stored? Due to the privacy concern. Due to the privacy concern. I do not want to disclose my data. But to prove the document, I can give the information. So information is the S of the document. Try to understand the difference between the actual data and the information. Actual data is your digital artifact. And information is what? I can say attribute of that particular data, which will not affect to the privacy of your digital artifacts. That means it is providing the anonymity. But document can be verified through that S value. Then permission verification, privacy of data. But most important part is that getting a decentralized proof, which is very difficult to tamper, because that document is uploaded on blockchain by taking the confirmation from the multiple users. So if at one of the database, if that document is being tampered, but that tampered document will not match with the other database, because that record is S of that document is being stored at what? Every node. So no one can tamper it. So ultimately, you can manage all your digital artifacts on blockchain, which will enhance the security of your documents, codes, or any digital contents which you are generating. On social media, you might be seeing I can say those who are using social media, let's say Instagram, or they are creating their own reels and they are becoming famous. Question will come whether this reel is generated by you, that is showing ownership. But whether this reel is belonging to you or at what time it was generated. Suppose let's say you are composing new music which is trending now. Question will come whether this music is existed from which date and whether it was belonging to you or not. So composing new music is also called as one of the kind of non-fungible token. Fine. So this is the diagram of the proof of existence developed by the CDEC, where all your digital documents or artifacts will be recorded in the form of S value on the blockchain, and you will be assigned as a receipt. Receipt will be what? S of that value. Now suppose somebody would like to verify whether that is belonging to you, me or not. I can show that receipt. It is kind of like digital certification on your digital artifacts. And that record is on the blockchain. Now verifier will provide what? S and transaction ID from the receipt. What your receipt is issued to you, by using that receipt, verifier will use that S of that document and transaction ID from that receipt and will go for the verifying the document's proof of existence on blockchain. If such record is available on blockchain, that means proof of that existence of that digital artifact is proven. If it is not exist, it is not available on the blockchain. Fine. So it is offering the security because it is maintaining the data integrity, authenticity of the digital artifacts, epoch of the vital data, seamless authentication, avoiding the physical submission of the document. You need not to submit any document in physical mode. So it will reduce the paper-based documentation. It will record and maintain the S of the digital artifacts in tamper-proof manner. Issuing receipt, that receipt includes the S of that particular digital artifact and can be embedded QR code in this particular service. But if you are developing your own application, it is not mandatory to embed the QR code. You can provide any form through which verifier can verify that S value. Whether that S value is exist on blockchain. So remembering that 256-bit S value is very difficult. You can create the new key, let's say QR code, by using that S code. Scan that QR code and verify whether that S code is available on blockchain or not. If it is available, means what? That digital artifacts is already exist. I'll tell another example. During placement season, the employer will verify your documents. You are submitting all your documents in the digital form or the physical form. But how employer will trust on those documents? Because that is submitted by you only. It can be tampered also. So all the employers are sending those documents to the particular institutes which has issued those documents. And their service fee is involved because for institute it is creating what? Another work. And once institute saying that we have issued this document, then only employer will satisfy with those documents. So here what is happening? first time students are submitting or uploading documents to the employer. This is like one process of uploading document. Employer is sending the document to the issuer, that is the institute or organization, where verification. So it is time consuming process. Also, service fees are involved in this case. Because employers are not directly sending this, they are also hiring some third party service for verification of such documents. Okay. So with this blockchain and proof of existence, you can avoid this complex process. It is so the service is providing dashboard for indicating match or mismatch after verifying the blockchain details. It is malware resistance also, this particular service. It is improving the availability and integrity of data, where the data is being recorded at some secure storage, but hash of the value is stored at the what? At each and every node. So availability of data is maintained. So instead of storing at particular single location, it can be stored to in a distributed manner. It is more scalable. Why it is more scalable? You are not going to verify all the document content. You are just verifying the hash value. So verifying hash value will be faster than the what? Verifying in this sense, you are not recalculating the hash value. You are checking whether this hash value exists on blockchain or not. So it is just matching the hash value. So that will be faster than the what? Verifying the contents. And that is why it is more scalable. It is providing the improved security as well as monitoring, and having the ability to prove the existence of the document on particular date and time without revealing its content. It is not revealing the content of your digital artifacts. It is just proving the existence of that particular digital artifact. So blockchain can better help for the digital artifact management. One of the case study, because whatever journal papers you are writing, or whatever conference papers you are writing, that is also one of the kind of digital artifact. Whatever patents you are writing, or whatever designs you are creating, that is also digital artifact. Now the question will come, whether this design is exist from which date? From which date this particular design is exist? If all the sources where you are submitting all your designs are connected to the blockchain, so all the designs can be on blockchain, it will be very easy to verify the existence of that particular design. So the Journal of British Blockchain Association joined with the artifacts portal. The journal is accepting the submission of the journal papers, and now this portal is integrated with the artifacts portal to upload all our journal records. Otherwise you are seeing that even though copyright statement is there, but still people are copying what? Images of the journal papers or conference papers, and many times permission is not being taken. Even if permission is being taken, denial can be taken place that you did not take permission. Okay, to avoid all such problems, if such consents are recorded on blockchain, that I am utilizing your design for non-commercial purpose, kindly permit. So you will give me the consent, okay, you can utilize it for non-commercial purpose. So I can write the smart contract along with some consent management, and that consent should be recorded on blockchain. Later you will not be able to deny that you did not give me permission, and I will be able to prove that after taking your permission I utilize your digital contents. And all this information can be recorded on blockchain. Similarly, so This is artifacts are built on the Bloxburg ledger, which is the global leading science focused Ethereum blockchain based infrastructure managed by the international consortium of the prominent research organization. So all the research organization can join their hands and can start utilizing the blockchain to upload all your journal papers, conference papers. So this is led by the Max Planck Society's digital library. It utilizes the blockchain and Web3 technology to create the searchable and citable index metadata of the pre-published and published work. So you can access the metadata of that particular papers. But if you would like to really see that content of those papers, you need to take the consent from the particular owner or from the particular society who is publishing such contents. Fine. So this is another opportunity or challenge, how to create the consent management platform. One side we are providing the proof of existence. At another side, we need to create one setup or we need to build one setup on the top of blockchain to provide the secure consent. And that consent should be always available. Available in the sense, suppose I am contacting you via email that I want to utilize your content. You are not available. Then I will have to wait. That should be automated consent management platform. So in cryptography, you might have seen the re-encryption scheme, proxy re-encryption scheme. On your behalf, proxy can give the consent based on your configuration. So I'm not going into the detail of those cryptographic techniques, but I'm saying that consent management platform is required here. It is receiving the citations in real time and enhancing the recognition. So whatever journal papers are there, its citations are being recorded. So it is giving what? Worldwide recognition to your digital artifact. It records the smart contract proof of existence, offering the access control. It is synchronized with the ORCID database. I hope all of you know the ORCID database. That database is linked with the all your digital identifiers, digital object identifiers. So whatever papers we are publishing, journal papers or conference papers, for every paper there will be unique digital object identifiers. Based on those identifiers, ORCID is maintaining the database that which papers are belonging to you. Fine. Now, if such portal is linked to the ORCID database, you can provide the proof of existence that this paper is belonging to you and this paper exists since this particular date. Synchronize with the institutional repositories. You register the material, immediately cite via the Google Docs, and you can track the progress via the dashboard. So this is one of the case study where blockchain is used for the digital artifacts. So as I mentioned, if you see here, your research data is there. From the research data, hash of that particular data is created. That hash is going to be stored on blockchain along with the timestamp. Along with the timestamp that on which time or on which date this particular digital artifact is stored on the blockchain. And this is proving the existence of this document. It is not cryptocurrency. We have seen in cryptocurrency that it is showing the transaction, it is storing the transaction value, which can be easily transferred from one wallet to the another. This is not being transferred. It is proving the existence of that particular data. Yes. Another application is the e-voting. Now, what are the requirements of the voting first of all? Main requirement is each valid voter should be able to vote in the given time duration. All the Election Commission of India has already taken care that they have created the cluster based on the polling booth that how many voters will come and whether they will be able to vote in given time or not. So that time management is already taken care. But when you are going on the digital platform, each valid voter should be able to vote. Equality, accessibility, it should have the openness, means access to the all. And everyone should be able to verify whether your vote is being recorded or not. So here it is like contradicting requirement. You should be able to verify your vote, whether your vote is being recorded or not. But during counting time, counting person should not be able to see that where you have given vote to whom. They should be able to count only that number of votes are given to which member. So here privacy requirement is also there. Interoperability. Such platforms should always work on different platforms. Suppose if you are using different browsers, it should not be dependent on particular browser or particular software. Fine. So what are the security requirements here? What voter authenticity? System should be able to authenticate the voter, that valid voters should be able to vote. So you will have, obviously you will require the credentials, username, password. There are many methods available in cryptography to authenticate a person. But how system will ensure that you are not given your credential to somebody else? This is also another requirement. On your behalf, nobody else should be able to do voting. That is very easy to verify in the physical mode. But in digital mode, by sitting at home, if you are remotely voting, how to verify that you are not given your credentials to somebody else? This is a challenging requirement. Uniqueness. You should be able to vote once only. You should not allow to vote multiple votes, I can say. So there should be some serial number which should be bound with your identity. Eligibility. So eligibility checking is also required. Anonymity. You are giving vote, nobody else should be able to see that to whom you are giving vote. So that anonymization is also required. Secrecy of the vote. Before the announcement of the result should not come out. All the voting information should be kept secret. Data protection. What your data is there, it should be protected. So here one side we are talking about the full transparency. At another side we require all these security features. So this is like contradictory challenge, but both need to be fulfilled. And that is why voting system, digital voting or e-voting can be called as some complex system, which required to be fulfilled, which should be thoroughly analyzed. Because if single error will happen, then whole process will be failed. Reliability of the system, testing of the votes, whether these votes are genuinely submitted or not. So later verification should take place. Testing you should be able to do testing of those whole process. Monitoring fairness in a voting, and availability. System should be available, and whatever votes are recorded, that should also be available. Today you have voted and someone has performed attack on that database and all the votes are deleted. That should not happen. Or you are voting but that vote is not being recorded. You are just getting message that your vote is submitted, but backend side your vote is not being recorded. And there are many reasons that why your vote will not be recorded. Maybe due to the attack, maybe due to the connection failure. So different reasons are there. So in past, it was ballot-based voting. As all of you are aware that before e-voting, EVM-based voting, in past, Here ballots were being issued and voters were going to the secure compartments and were putting the stamp, and that ballot they were putting in a one box, and that box will be being opened during the result announcement date. And at that time, lot of issues were also faced. One is that lot of paperwork. Second thing is that you need to issue the wallet, you need to issue the ballot. If there is a big queue for everyone, you need to issue the ballot. Person is going in a compartment, not coming out on time. Or person is putting a stamp. Person is putting a stamp. That stamp is going out of box, or it is not properly done. Although lot of awareness programs were run, but still lot of issues were there. Third thing is that securing this ballot box, because where all the votes are being submitted, securing that box. Again, verification, whether any malpractice has happened or not, because here you will not have your own identifier. In this, whatever vote you have casted on vote, you will not have your own identifier. So verification and testing was also difficult. So after that, currently EVM based voting is happening, where it is made of 3 units: control unit, VVPAT unit and ballot unit. Control unit is in the end of the what? Polling officers who are at the polling booth. There is an observer who is observing whole process and presiding officer. Fine. This VVPAT and ballot unit are kept in some secure room that nobody will be able to see that to whom you are giving vote. So votes are being casted using these 2 devices, VVPAT and this EVM. Fine. This is also one of the kind of, I can say, this is voting in India, but it is not electronic vote. It is not like remote voting. Fine. This is working fine, I can say. Now coming to the e-voting. If I want to run same process, if you see that there is no internet connection here. The whole process, all devices are working on the battery operated devices. These are battery operated devices. So no internet. So there is no chance of attacking on recorded wallets, recorded votes. But coming to the e-voting, there may be high chance of attack because it will be connected through the internet. So this is the one of the, I can say, e-voting example which is found in one of the research paper, that how you can deploy such service on the blockchain. So first of all, voter registration should take place. Voter image will be captured, because during voting time, you should be only allowed to do vote. Your credentials should not be taken by somebody, or your credentials should not be transferred to somebody to cast a vote. So your facial image is required during voting time, and it should be verified at same time. So that is why voter's image should be captured. Voter's QR code will be generated, that is kind of like ballot, which will allow to vote. And using the API calls, you will be able to see the candidate list. And through this smart contract, you will be able to cast a vote, and that will be recorded as a blockchain transaction. Once it will be recorded as a blockchain transaction, no one will be able to tamper your vote. And as it is providing the transparency, without revealing your identity, you will be able to verify your vote, whether your vote is being recorded or not. Fine. You will be able to see that to whom you have, but that here again access control is required. You will be able to see only your vote. You should not be able to see that others vote, that to whom it is given. Because blockchain transactions will be sequential. Before you, somebody is giving vote, and you know that before me someone has given vote. But as it is remote system, that part is also prevented, because at a time multiple users are submitting vote. Fine. So it will provide the immutability of your casted vote. And on result panel, you will be able to see the result. It is highly scalable, but it is more prone to the network attacks. Maybe on the election day, system is not exhausted due to the flooding attack. There are various attacks which we have seen in the network security. Those attacks can be possible here. So before deploying, because this is kind of like application which is affecting at the, if it is affected by the security, if it is affected by the attacks, its impact will be very high. So before bringing such application in the real time, it should be thoroughly tested against various security attacks, because it is internet based. This is another example which I found in one another paper, where they have also shown the how blockchain can be helpful for e-voting. So first of all, election creation will happen, that who are the candidates, candidate list, voting districts. So this is like ballot contract. So you can write all these details on the contract. So once you are registering for, once you are initiating your vote, initiating your vote casting, contract will verify your identity. But that should be private component. Because next time, in next step, your vote is being recorded. So someone should not see that contract is verifying which identity. And we already see in one lecture that smart contract itself is having the various vulnerabilities. Those vulnerabilities should be also patched. So it should be, all the contracts should be carefully written. And there is a proof of authority network. Now proof of authority consensus is already covered in this course. Only authorized people should be able to confirm those transactions. Now question is how to give authority. But those who are counting, they should not be like verifying. They should not be verifying nodes. Verifying nodes and counting nodes should be separate or isolated. Where verifying nodes are verifying what? Users. Counting nodes are verifying what? Or counting the votes. If they will collude, all the personal information regarding your information will be linked to your vote. Privacy will get affected. So yes, so here it is mentioned that blockchain can better help to solve problems in the e-voting, but at same time proper security should be taken care. Yeah, before stopping this lecture, I would like to cover the one of the another use case, eKYC. So in eKYC, already you know that at every organization, let's say I am talking about the bank, you are having account in different banks. Okay, every year you have to submit your document, you have to update your KYC document. Fine. Thing is that this process is that, suppose you have account in bank 1, bank 2, bank 3. As a user or account, you have to submit documents either physically or remotely to this bank. Process is same, because already for KYC list of documents are mentioned. It can be your Aadhaar card, it can be your election card, it can be your driving license. So list of documents are given which can be, I can say, valid for the KYC process. Now suppose if you are physically going to each bank, their manpower is deployed. So manpower cost. Manpower cost is also involved here. Same process is happen 3 times. So it is time consuming process. Fine. Now the question will come, if I am submitting my KYC document to the one bank, and one bank is verifying me by getting document, why this bank, why this status that bank 1 has verified my record, one can give the consent to the second bank saying that I already verified the documents of this user. Are you getting? Your time will be saved. Verifying same document and again can be avoided. So it will save the cost and time. But challenging part here is privacy. What is the challenging part is that no bank should know that in which are the other organizations I am having account. This is my own privacy. Are you getting? This is my own privacy. Without my consent, one organization should not tell that I am having account in this organization. Fine. Again, coming to the bank side. Any bank will not be willing to reveal their customer information to the another organization. Fine. Now, to solve this problem, you can take the advantage of the blockchain. So, suppose, let's say, at center I am keeping the blockchain. Fine. At center I am keeping blockchain. At this side, all the users are there who are having an account in various organizations. So this side I am taking the organization 1, organization 2, organization 3. First time when I am performing the KYC, I will submit my all documents to the organization 1. But that document will not be submitted to the organization 1. I will store my documents into the secure database, okay, where I will have the KYC documents. We have already seen the document chain. The documents hash value should be stored on the blockchain. Fine. Now this organization 1, the hash value, these documents are stored by the issuer, and that hash is generated, that hash is being stored. But I do not want to give the access of those hash value, so this should be the encrypted value. Fine. Now suppose bank 2 is asking me to come for the KYC verification. I need not to do the same process again. I will give the consent to the bank 2, that it is already verified by the one of the organization without revealing the organization 1's identity. Fine. Now the question will come, how service cost will be set? So this will be like, already as organization 1 has verified, so organization 2 will believe on this. To generate that belief, we require the blockchain. To create that trust that organization 1 has already verified my KYC document, to create that trust, we can use the blockchain. And that consent is provided by the users. Coming to the organization 3. Fine. Coming to the organization 3. When organization 3 is coming, as it is already verified by the other 2 organizations, it will be verified based on the hash value. No need to submit documents again and again. Fine. Documents will be available at secure storage. Let's say digital locker, where all your documents are issued. But the main question is service cost. Suppose overall KYC verification process cost is the N. So this cost will go to this cost will be paid by the organization 1. Now organization 2 will be there. Now organization 2 should pay N by 2. Just for example, I am saying that incentivized mechanism, just for example. Organization 2 will pay the N by 2 to the organization 1. So N/2 recovery happened. Now what is the cost on both the organization? N/2 only. Okay. Now third organization is coming. This third organization should pay how much to this? Let's say 3. N/3. This will become what? 2/3 of the N. That cost will be on the organization 3. And once this will grow, organization 1 will have the less cost because it is being recovered. But as organization 1 has invested, it has to wait for the time. But who will be benefited at the end more? In this case, who will be benefited? Organization 1. Well, N/2 is already covered by the from the organization 2, and then N/3 is paid by the organization 3 to the 1. So now, how much cost is covered by the organization 1? N/2 plus N/3. This organization N/3 only. For this organization, nothing is recovered. But how much paid? 2N/3. Fine. This is just for example. You can think of any incentivized mechanism. So everyone will be willing to give that consent. And everyone will come first to verify. If I will be first, I will be more beneficial. Being an organization, if I am the first, I will be more beneficial. This is just for example. There is no case study available for this, no, at POC level. I am saying here the reason for this, eKYC can be simplified on the blockchain. What you need to take care? Privacy of the bank and privacy of the customers. Along with that, it should have the cost efficient model. By considering this, you can think of developing the eKYC application on the blockchain. So in this lecture we have seen how you can simplify the processes about the digital artifacts, voting and eKYC. And blockchain will be the suitable platform. Blockchain will be the suitable platform to develop such services. But at same time, blockchain related challenges are also there which need to be addressed before deploying such service. So those challenges will be related to the privacy, security, incentivization, and it can help for the, I can say, good digital e-governance. So e-governance applications, for e-governance applications, blockchain can better help. This is what I can conclude from this lecture. Thank you. If you have any question, you can ask.